Hello YouTubers, hey, welcome back to my channel, the Virginia Bushcrafter, the channel where we continue to learn and practice all the wonderful and glorious skills of bushcrafting, prepping, and survival for the wilderness. So today, guys, I am going to try something I have not tried before, and I'm going to try it in my backyard. And it is a cooking skill, because we know there are just so many skills in bushcrafting, starting with all of the fantastic 10 C's, gone beyond. So today I want to prepare, I mixed up some bannock, as you can see in here, some bannock, and it is with wheat flour, tad bit of salt, some baking powder, and cinnamon sugar, extra virgin olive oil, and of course water. So this is the first time I've tried this, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a go today, and I'm going to be preparing it on some of Mother Nature's, some green wood that I removed the bark off using a Cold Steel Bush knife. Now, some of you guys may recognize this. This knife used to be a spear. I removed it off the pole, and now I'm just using it as a bushcraft knife. And I think I'll give you all the measurements, but I think it's a at least a 5-inch blade. It's a hollow grind. I don't know if you can see, it's a hollow grind, straight back, full chain, hollow handle. Of course, you know, I always put a lanyard on everything, but with this one, I don't do it the traditional way. I don't use this method because of the roundness of this handle. So I just use my last 3 fingers, and I just tighten the lanyard up. And this is how I use it. But I'm going to be using this because what's the first thing that we have to do? We know that we come out, we get our cover, starting with everything that's on us. We have our cover, we have something to sleep under, sleep in, something to sleep on. Then we have to have our cordage. And why we need the cordage? It's because the cordage will help us build our shelter. And that can be 5-foot paracord, it can be bank line number 36, number 21, it could be mule tape, it can be a rope, plethora of things. And then once we have our shelter, we have to build a fire. And so what do we have to do to build that fire? We have to gather wood. We have to harvest and process wood. And that's where the cutting tool comes in. Whether it's an axe, hatchet, machete, knife, multi-tool, it has to be a cutting tool. So we get that cutting tool, we bring that Mother Nature back to us, the wood. Then we have to process it with what? A knife. Knife of some kind, a blade. Again, axe, hatchet, multi-tool, but we have to have a cutting tool to process it. And lastly, to start it, we need combustion. We need some type of tinder, whether it's man-made tinder or natural tinder. But that's only the first 5 C's. But then, you know, you have to have the other 5 C's. So the first thing I do when I get out of my vehicle, I use my compass. I identify an azimuth, set a bearing, so I know exactly where I'm going. And after you do that, you need your candles. Literally, it can be a candle that you can use at night for light, but it's your headlamp or your flashlight. And then you have to think about cotton. How can cotton be used? It can a bandana, a shemagh. It can be used in many ways. It can be used as tinder. You can make char out of it. It can be used as first aid. And then there are 2 more. Can you guess them? Cargo. That is your gorilla tape that you can repair your clothing, repair your gear, You can use that cargo tape for first aid, many things. And then lastly, you have a canvas needle. You can stitch up clothing, stitch up your tarp. But anyway, guys, stay tuned for a very in-depth conversation that I'm going to be having concerning the 10 C's. I think there's so much to it. I don't know if a lot of people are leaving it out. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start processing some wood with the Cold Steel Bushman Knife. And once I have a lot of wood here already processed, but I want to see how it splits, how it carves, and so forth. So I'm going to do some of that. And as a matter of fact, let me just put my gloves on. This is the first time using this knife in this manner for me. Again, I used this knife. This was actually on a spear. So let's see here. Let me bring you down here so that you can see. Again, it's a hollow grind. So we know it makes shavings well. Spine of it works well. As you can see, that's fat wood dust. And so you see that works well, but I'm going to go get a baton so I can do some battening. All right. Guys, what I'm doing again is just doing some carving. Again, first time using this cutting tool. Decent feather sticks. This one I did earlier, but let me try to see if I can add more to it. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, guys, I have a bucket of wood back here that I just keep in practice with. This one. The knife in and of itself is sharp. But I'm gonna keep all these shavings. Just curious to see I think this is really more or less, I don't know, a survival knife? I don't know. I just know it's a knife. It splits well, especially from what I'm doing. Again, I just want to test this out. This is my method of really testing out a knife that I'm going to use for carving. Very small. See what the spine does. Spine could, I'm going to make more of a 90-degree angle with the spine. Get a larger piece of wood. This wood that's not a good piece. Yeah, I'm going to make more of a 90-degree on this edge. Yeah, this is again a spear I've had for maybe at least 3 years. I'm not sure. 3 or 4 years. I'm not sure, but hey guys, again, it's all about practice. Again, I'm here to practice just using a cutting tool that I've never used before, but I did go and get some green wood and I removed the bark. Yeah, so as I was saying, guys, again, I'm just here to get somewhat familiar with this Cold Steel Bushman knife. I've already seen one thing that I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to make this edge a 90-degree. But it does throws sparks well. So what I'm going to do, guys, again, this is all about practicing. Camp cooking is a skill in and of itself. This will be the first time I have prepared bannock, and I'm even going to have some beans with it. So let me get the fire lay set up. I'll bring you back. All right, guys, so I have the fire lay prepared. Let me just show that to you real quick. That's the fire lay, and what I'm going to start it with is something that I picked up last week before at the Georgia Bushcraft, which is, I can't remember, I think I got this from Wazoo, I'm not sure, but it's a small whistle, and it also has some man-made tinder in it, and it comes with 2 extra pieces. Well, I won't take them out of the box, but this is the man-made tinder. So I'm going to just break this apart, which I assume that is what you're supposed to do. And I'm going to use this to, of course, start the fire. So I'm going to fluff this up really good. Well, kind of tore it, but I'm going to fluff it up, and I'm going to put this into the middle of the log cabin fire. And the ferrocerium rod that I'm using is the ferrocerium rod that came with the Cold Steel Bushman knife. So let's see if I can do this and manipulate the wind. So I'm going to put the whistle back together. I think I'm actually going to put the tinder here in the fire lay. And as it catches, I'll add more kindling. So let me put you in a position to see this. I think I'm going to have to bring this out because there went the fire lay. So I was somewhat afraid of that. So we're just going to go ahead and do it this way. Have fire now. Yes, we do have fire. As you guys can see, there is fire. Let's just get some more curls. So this is again practicing fire skills. That's going to get plenty of air. Alright guys, so you see the fire is going. It is just now a matter of maintaining the fire, which I'm going to do. So far, the fire is catching. I'll just show it to you. So when this builds up, we're going to start preparing us some bannock. All right guys, so again, I am making bannock for the first time ever. And so again, I use wheat flour, tad bit of salt, baking soda, cinnamon sugar, extra virgin olive oil, and of course water. So, and I remove bark off of a pine tree. So let's put this in the fire and see what happens. I really wish I had something to set this on, but I don't. So I'm going to hold this as long as it takes to bake the bannock. All right guys, so when it gets close to being done, I'll bring you back. But I hope you can see it from here. I think this will become a staple for me. Again, it is always good to practice all of this stuff at home before you go out into the field, so you can work out all of the kinks and so forth. The fire was relatively easy to start, even though I made a log cabin fire, log cabin fire lay, but as you saw, I was using some man-made tinder and I knocked it over. So you get to see the bloopers as well. So that's what I'm doing. Well guys, I'm still here making the bannock. Still have a ways to go. It's getting there. Show you what I'm doing here. Yeah guys, first time ever doing this. So it's going to be an experiment, but I'll bring you back the closer the closer it gets to being done. All right guys, well I think the bannock is ready. I just put some beans on. Yep. Oh, it's ready. So I just put some beans in the pit. So I'm going to go ahead and put the bannock on the plate, and the beans should be ready by then. See you in a few. Bannock, beans and bannock. The fire's still going. All right, guys, this has been an experiment, so let's see how it tastes. But maybe I let it overcook somewhat. That's a big thumbs up. With the beans, my meal for the day: bannock and beans. I don't think I made enough bannock. I still have some left over. It is good, I must say. Again, I used whole wheat flour, baking soda, either baking powder, tad bit of salt, extra virgin olive oil, and some cinnamon sugar. Mix it up, and this is what I came up with. I did not make enough bannock. I guess I have coffee after this. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tear into the remainder. This is all I have left. Can't believe it. All right, guys. I'll see you once I... Coffee. Coffee in the making. Well, guys, the bannock and beans, they were very good. So I'll be doing more of that in the bush. But here again, guys, yes, that was a practice session on me. So now I know how much time it will take me to prepare bannock and how much bannock to prepare. I do have more left over. I did have more cooking material than I needed. This is just some green wood from a pine tree. I removed the barks. Removed the bark. The other one is in the fire, and I removed the bark with the Cold Steel Bushman Knife. Now, the modifications that I am going to do to this, I'm going to make the spine more of a 90 degrees, and I'm going to put bank line on the handle to give me a better grip. So that's two reasons to actually practice with your tools as much as you can. I could have practiced with this in the bush as well, but I just happened to be at home today, so that's what I decided to do. And I must say, this fire does feel good. You know, the temperature is dropping, but the main objective today was just to make some bannock. Again, wheat flour, cinnamon sugar, tad bit of salt, baking powder, either baking powder or baking soda, I don't remember, and instead of lard or butter, I use extra virgin olive oil. And so it turned out okay. I think it is filling, so I'll be doing that again. But in the meantime, I'm waiting on the coffee. And as soon as the coffee is ready, I'll be back with you guys. There it is. More coffee. Coffee. Bushcraft campfire coffee. Straight from Georgia Bushcraft Meetup. Well, guys, as you can see, it is about that time. However, I know you can barely see me. I can barely see you. So, I am going to be winding this video up. It has been a lot of fun. Again, my day started off by going to Curtis Park or Curtis Lake to get some material to cook some bannock on. And I used the Cold Steel Bushman Knife. I'm glad I did. I think it's a very nice knife. Even though it's relatively old, I have used it as a spear previously. I'm going to do some tuning up to it. The spine, make it for surely a 90 degree spine. I'm going to add some number, I think 18, maybe 18 or 36 bank line to the handle. I got the opportunity to actually make some bannock for the very first time, to try it out before I take it into the bush. Again, and I made it out of wheat flour, cinnamon sugar, tad bit of salt, tad bit of baking soda, extra virgin olive oil, and a cup of water. And I had more than I needed. I was able to build a fire back in my backyard, just hanging out. Had some beans with the bannock. So it's something I'll take into the bush with me. But it was a lot of fun, guys. I'm just finishing up my coffee, waiting for the fire to go out. And that's gonna be a wrap. So guys, go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video out, hit the hype, and ring that bell so that you will get a notification each and every time I drop a video. I definitely appreciate you guys coming along to join me. It's been great. But that said, like father and son, mother and daughter, human and nature, we're all akin in some form or fashion. Just get out in the bush and have some fun. I'll see you in the bush.